Hello, I'm going to give a video on diabetes. This is for my Health Answers um, Facebook page, as I guess you will know if you're watching this. There are a lot of effects of diabetes, and we're talking about diabetes 2. Diabetes 1 is usually a birth form, and diabetes 2 is something that we acquire some way in living our normal life. Well, knowing the awful effects of diabetes on our bodies can actually help prevent and reverse diabetic complications from developing. Studies show that there are three primary effects that come from diabetes. One may be surprising, high blood pressure. Another one may be surprising, high cholesterol. The other one is not so surprising, and that is insufficient blood sugar control. And we'll go into these effects a little more detail on maybe another video and talk about some things. But now I want to go into helping you understand if maybe you or your friend or a family member has diabetes and it's quietly undetected for a very long time. So it's important to know what to look for. One of the ways, of course, is to get a blood test from your doctor, and they can tell you where your blood sugar is and those kinds of things. And that's certainly one of the best ways of doing it. But if you're one of those people that are unsure about the emergence of diabetes, and maybe you haven't gone to the doctor in a while, or maybe you're reluctant to go, well, here are some warning signs. You will usually feel unusually thirsty. Maybe your appetite is growing and you're hungrier more often, especially after eating. You have to visit the bathroom more frequently. You're losing weight even though you're hungrier. This isn't one that normally comes, but it can, and you need to watch that one. There's some other things about losing weight and you're having a good appetite that could signal other things as well. Another warning sign is you may feel fatigued. Vitamin B12 may help that one, but if you have diabetes, then you need to do something else in addition. Maybe you're getting blurred vision. The struggle with high blood sugar can sometimes become difficult, to say the least. It can cause you several problems. But there are ways of beating it, and one of the ways that we can look at is to prevent or even reversing the danger of high blood pressure or high blood sugar, is that you will watch your intake of different kinds of foods. Things that are commonly referred to are the heavy intake of a pasta, the breads, all those kinds of things that will kind of creep into your diet. Now, the average person has no real problem with that one, but high blood sugar can be promoted or even caused by some bad eating habits, such as these. Well, another thing that you can do to help is to lose some weight. And a lot of times people who have diabetes 2 have put on a lot of weight and their blood sugar is responding. Well, another way, and probably the most effective way, is to reduce or control, for sure, your intake of sugar. Now, a lot of times that means that you may go to things like using the sugar substitutes, or you may go to Diet Cokes or drinks or whatever. Let me tell you that those chemicals in diet drinks, the saccharin, all those kinds of things can be more harmful for you. And so you need to try to find a way of doing both, reducing your sugar and not substituting. It takes a little learning. Well, for me personally, I can't stand the taste of diet drinks of any kind, so I never use them, have never used them. And I've talked with a few people, and most of them, not all, say they had to acquire a taste for a Diet Coke or whatever. Well, if you have acquired a taste for it, sometimes then it's better to think about, well, I can acquire a taste for unsweetened tea, unsweetened coffee, maybe even more water. All those things can help. Not always ones that you like to think about doing, but the effects of diabetes is one that you may have to make some sacrifices for. Well, a lot of times people will go immediately to the blood sugar meds. Many of those are disgusting, and they don't really help with your lack of energy most of the time. They can even have nasty effects other than your diabetes. So it's best if you can do without the medicine. But if you needed to control them to prevent some real devastating kind of effects of diabetes, then it's wise to do whatever you have to do. You know, you actually could lose your eyesight. You could even come to the place where you would have to have amputation or something worse. But when it comes to good health, there's no compromises. And you need to understand that sometimes you have to make some adjustments. So again, if you go online and you try to search for solutions, there's a lot of things online that you can probably come up with. There's some books. There's one called 7 Different Ways, and there's some solutions that say they can take care of diabetes immediately. They may work for you. You may want to try those. I don't know. That's up to you. But the point is you need to understand the effects of diabetes, the warning signs, and at least begin to start working on some things. Better diet, lower sugar intake, and maybe losing some weight. Thanks for watching. I hope you will like me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel and my Facebook. Thanks again for watching.